You can hire your way out of most problems, but this isn't one of them. You've gotten really good at doing the movements, but there's a difference between completing a squat and actually loading your glutes through the full range. And if you can't feel the difference, your body isn't getting the stimulus you think it is. You're putting in the reps just aren't doing what you think they're doing. And that's what makes it so hard to spot, because from the outside and even from the inside, it looks like you're doing everything right. I'm gonna walk you through the 4 things that determine training quality and why fixing them unlocks the results your effort's been earning. Rachel, a fashion buyer, early 30s, less than 3 months of training, lost 7 kilos in 12 weeks and went from not being able to squat the bar to squatting 60 kilos. That's what changes when you get this right. The first thing is your standard for what good training looks like. And for most women, it's too low. Not because lack of effort, it's because the fitness industries set the bar literally on the floor. Here's my benchmark. An Olympic weightlifter can squat ass to the grass with 3 times their body weight on their back, deadlift 3 or 4 times their body weight, massive power output, and their injury rates are lower than most recreational gym goers. That's what good movement looks like. I'm not saying you need to squat 3 times your body weight, but if you're squatting to half depth, scared to go below parallel, wobbling through your deadlift, that limited range of motion is capping how many muscle fibers you can recruit. A 2012 study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found full range of motion squats produce significantly more muscle growth than partial range squats, even with lighter loads. So you're leaving results on the table every session. And that limited range isn't just costing you gains, it's increasing your injury risk. Injury is one of the biggest things that kills results long term, because you just can't train. It doesn't matter how good your program is if you're out for 6 weeks with a dodgy knee. The fix? Raise your standard. Know what good movement looks like and work towards it. By the way, if you're finding this useful, hit subscribe. I put out new content every week and I appreciate the support. The second thing is the order you build things in. Most people go straight to training hard. More weight, more volume, more intensity. Wrong order. You've got to earn the right to train hard. It goes mobility first, stability second, then effort. Okay, let's talk mobility, because more range of motion means more muscle fiber recruitment with less weight. You can build more muscle lifting lighter if you're hitting full range. Before you chase heavier numbers, can you actually get into the positions you need to be in? Stability, because if your arms are shaking on a dumbbell press, that's not a strength issue. Your shoulders, your rotator cuff, lower traps, your core, all of that needs to be locked in before you increase the weight. Otherwise, you're compensating your way through every rep. Then you can train hard once you've got the range and the stability to express effort safely. Do this quick assessment. Grab a broomstick, hold it overhead, and squat as deep as you can. Can't hit full depth, knees caving in, arms can't stay overhead. That tells you exactly what needs work. Usually it's tight hip flexors, tight calves, weak glutes, or poor shoulder mobility. This is where I learned my approach. Like, I trained under a coach who'd coached a Commonwealth Games gold medalist and bodybuilding champions. His approach was athlete first, structural integrity, balance, range of motion before anything else. I trained that way for years, kept getting body composition results without a serious injury, and I could still play sport and move well in everyday life. That's what a proper foundation gives you. The third thing is tempo, almost never done properly in commercial gyms. Most women are just moving the weight from A to B as fast as possible. The counter arguments are, look, progressive overload is all that matters. Yeah, it matters, but at what cost? The eccentric phase is where the magic is. A 4010 tempo on a dumbbell press. So 4 seconds down, no pause at the bottom, 1 second up, no pause at the top. That lowering phase is where you build the most strength and control. A 2009 study in the European Journal of Applied Physiology found eccentric focused training produced significantly greater strength gains than concentric only training, even with matched volume. Now think about time under tension. 10 reps at a 4010 tempo gives you roughly 40 to 50 seconds per set. 10 fast reps, maybe 10 to 15 seconds. That's a massive difference for the energy system you're training. For body composition specifically, higher time under tension hits the right systems. I'm not saying slow tempos on everything all the time, but there's a time and a place, especially early in a training block or when you're building confidence in new ranges. The fourth thing is how you actually progress your weights. Most women underestimate what they can lift. I see it constantly. A client comes in doing 8 kilo dumbbell presses, and within the same session, she's now pressing 10 kilos. You can probably do more than you think. The method we use is a double progression method. Say your rep range is 10 to 12. Start with a weight you can do for 12 reps. Let's say that's 8 kilos. Once you hit 12, go up to 9 kilos. You'll probably be only to get 10 reps. That's fine. Stay at the 9 kilos until you hit 12 reps again, then increase the weight. So there's 2 progressions there. Reps first, then the weight. Most people increase the weights too early, form falls apart, they get stuck or injured. This way you're always progressing, it's just more control. One of our clients, Rachel, the fashion buyer, early 30s, travels constantly for work, came to us with less than 3 months of gym experience. Her previous PT had her on generic programs that weren't built around her constraints. 2, maybe 3 sessions a week, constant travel, limited experience. She wanted body composition results and real confidence in the gym. The first thing we did was assess her movement. She sent through her overhead squat videos and we built her program around what we actually saw, not a template. She didn't back squat until basically week 5. Her first program involved the front foot elevated split squat for mobility and stability, heel elevated goblet squats for full range and building up her confidence. By the time she did the high bar back squat, heels elevated full depth, she could do it properly. Now she's squatting like 60 kilos plus confidently. Before coaching, she couldn't even squat the bar. She's lost 7 kilos, so her body composition changed dramatically, or in 3 to 4 months. That's what happens when you build the foundation first. If the quality of your training is the missing piece, this is exactly what Holly and I work on with our clients inside Athletic Studio Live Coaching. Holly's my senior coach and sports nutritionist. You get a personalized training and nutrition program, weekly check-ins, direct access to both of us, and a program that adjusts as your schedule and goals change. You can get started by visiting the link in the description. I'll see you in the next video.